Ayo, what up? It's your boy O to the Joe, Ojo, Joshua, Torimu. I don't know, depending on where you know me from. I feel like most people that will watch this or listen to this are people who like know me personally. So um yeah. Anyway, so the idea behind basically what I'm recording now, the idea behind this is a me basically building in public. Um, I'm starting a data analytics company, and um, I think it'll be just honestly, just selfishly, it'll be a nice way for me to like document my thoughts and then be able to look back at it over over time and just see like how things have changed and what I've done and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so that's basically what this is. So I'm just looking at my notes here. That's why I keep looking down. Um, so yeah. Long story short, I'm starting a data analytics agency. Why am I doing that? Um, so the idea basically stemmed from so there's a lot of like really young people on YouTube who made like a ridiculous amount of money um, doing like social media marketing agencies. And at first I was like, yo, I should do that. Like, it's pretty straightforward. Not that the skills, not that the work that they do isn't difficult or doesn't take any insights or anything like that. It just seemed like, there's a sort of low barrier to entry in terms of the capital investment. The main thing you have to do is, it's marketing, right? The thing you do to get clients is the thing that you're going to do for your clients, if that makes sense, in a way, right? So it seemed like, okay, this is something that I could do. And I have had an online business before. So it was like, okay, I can sort of use the marketing skills from that and do that for other people. And that could be something that could work. Um, and I don't know, I might do that. Who knows? Like, I'm not saying I won't ever do that, but it just didn't seem like um, the thing that I want to start with. And the reason being was I just don't, it didn't seem differentiated enough. Like, it seems like something that a lot of people can do. A lot of people try to do it, a lot of people do it badly. Um, and I didn't want to just be another sort of copycat agency owner kind of a thing. So, I sort of put that to the side for a bit. Um, but something that stuck with me was like, look, what if you used the internet? Wait, what am I saying? What if you what if you sold a different service, basically? What if you sold a different service? Like, um, basically, I have skills that are valuable to other people, to other businesses, and why not just sell those skills instead of marketing, right? And the skills that I felt that I have are, well, there's two. So the one is data analytics, and one is sort of financial modeling, corporate finance kind of skills. I would say I'm probably much stronger in the data analytics side of things than the corporate finance. So that's more what I'm like focusing on. But I do think that at some point we will go into the corporate finance, maybe even project finance space. Um, yeah, so that's basically the idea. Right now I don't really look like a so if you're listening to this, I'm wearing a cap and glasses and a t-shirt, and I don't really look like a probably a corporate finance person, but you know, I have the some of the background to back it. So yeah. Anyway, um yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing. I'm trying to start a data analytics company. So yeah, this is just, I don't know, it just seems so obvious to me, and there's so many reasons that like got me. So the first thing was that digital, um, basically social media marketing agency thing. So there was that sort of inspiration. Then there was like the skills that I actually have. Then I actually have a friend who's really smart, and she has done a bit of consulting work, um, as a like a development practitioner, like economic development, social development kind of practitioner. So basically NGOs that need to outsource some work that has to do with sort of measuring social impacts of initiatives and checking where, how people are doing in terms of their well-being. So she and some of her colleagues have decided to start a consultancy doing this. So yeah, I was also definitely also inspired by her to like pursue this. And then there's also people on Twitter who are speaking about like, starting or doing sort of consulting, basically freelance consulting on the side, and making like bank doing that basically. So I've decided to do that too. So okay, so I'm saying I'm starting a data analytics company. The truth is, this data analytics company is going to start with me freelancing. So my plan is for now, and this is what I've done. So I've created profiles on Upwork and Catalant, which are two sort of freelancing sites. I think Upwork is very general, sort of freelancing kind of work, but Catalant is more focused on like professionals, like yeah, I don't know how else to say it, like sort of corporate type desk jobby type work, whereas Upwork is like just everything. Um, so so I've made a profile on both of those platforms, just a freelancer individual profile. The idea being just to sort of get started, see what it's like, and get going, kind of a thing. So yeah, so that's that part of it. It's been really interesting so far. I've submitted like two proposals, one on Catalan, one on Upwork. So I just made the profiles this week, so I haven't really had time to really like make a proper like push. Um, the the idea is that in the sort of short to medium term, I'll sort of bump myself out of doing the actual data analytics work, and I'll become more of like the face of the business, the salesperson, the one maybe writing proposals and speaking with clients and managing those relationships. Maybe I'll do like project management kind of work. Um, but I mean, I do understand data analytics, so I could do the work if no one was available to help me. Um, which is really the position I've always wanted to be in as an entrepreneur, like being able to actually do the work, like the actual being able to deliver the product and the service, but then not having to do that. Um, like there's that whole line of work on the business, not in the business, um, which I mean, I've heard from so many different people in so many different places. So yeah, I mean, but when you start, obviously, I don't have an infinite pool of money, and data analysts generally get paid quite a lot. So I'm not trying to hire. I'm definitely not trying to hire a data analyst right now. Them boys just take all of my coins. So we're not there yet. Um, but yeah, I'm sort of starting off by doing the work myself. Um, but even as I'm doing the work myself, I'm going to push really aggressively in terms of sales and marketing. So I've made the freelancer accounts. I think I'm going to start bidding for work and bidding for proposals. But the next step for me is to actually make a website and start running ads, like Google ads, Facebook ads. And even this podcast, I think, in a way, is sort of me putting it out there that, hey, I'm open to doing data analytics work. So yeah, so well, I don't know what's happening. So yeah, so I'm gonna start doing that. I mean, I really, with my last company, Coding for Finance, I really upskilled myself as a marketer and a salesperson. Did a lot of sales calls. I helped with a lot of the marketing. I did a lot of the marketing as well. So I think a lot of those skills will translate. I'm by no means the best marketer. I'm genuinely excited to like get better as a marketer. Or as Stephen Bartlett would say, a marketeer. Um, so I'm really keen to do this whole thing. Cool. So I'm starting a data analytics company. So I'm saying it's a data analytics company, but really for branding, I should be saying it's a data science company. Like I'm sure I'm sure if this thing like lasts for like 10 years, just by just clients just wanting that stuff, we would have to get into AI and machine learning and all of that cool stuff. Um, so it's like there's no roadmap. Like this is this is the point of the business where it's like a fight for the knife in the mud. Like it's just like scrappy. It's just like we're just gonna cold call, cold email, DM people, like just try to get as much work as possible for now. There's really no plan. That's the only plan is just get work. We just need to get people into the shop, kind of a thing. Um, so yeah, I haven't thought really. There's no real strategy. Like literally everything all of my energy right now is focused on getting our first client. So that's why I made those two profiles. That's why, and then so that leads to the next thing. So the next thing that I want to do, and it's weird. My approach with this business is like I'm trying to be slow but fast. Slow in the sense of like I'm only doing one thing at a time. Like that's my like limiting thing. Like I have a long list of stuff that needs to get done. Um, but literally, no matter how long something takes me, if it takes a week, nothing else is getting done on the business other than that thing in that week, right? So, and the reason is I'm doing too many other things to be doing more than one thing on the business at a time. So for now, the thing that I wanted to do, the thing that I had to do now was create the Upwork profile. I've done that. I did nothing else in the business until that was done. I made the Upwork profile. I've put in my first proposal on Upwork. The next thing that I have to do is make a website um, and set up our emails. So I think first I'm going to do email and then do the website because I think it's just like emailing people with a Gmail account. I mean, I don't know. I feel like people should be more open-minded in a way. I don't know. Like I heard there's a VC based here in Cape Town. If you ask me, they're dickheads, but whatever. It's a VC based in Cape Town where if you email them with a Gmail email account, they literally they just ignore you, kind of a thing. Apparently they've been scammed before, so I guess I kind of get that, but it's also like, you're in South Africa. Some people um, might be like, I don't know, you might miss out on the next Mark Zuckerberg because the South African Mark Zuckerberg is currently using a Gmail account when they email you. Like, so I don't know. But anyway, yeah, but just not to get screened out by like nonsense filters like that. I want to set up a proper email. So I think that's the next step. So just to appear more legitimate to potential customers. So yeah, so that actually leads me to the thing that I'm currently most excited about, um, which is the name of the company. So went through a lot of different names. I spoke to uh, a friend of mine about this. I spoke to a few friends and people who are important to me about this. And Yeah, there were a lot of names. One of them was the idea of calling it Ojo's Dojo or Ojo's Lab or something like that. I didn't. I've always said to myself, I'll never name a company after myself. It just feels like it's funny. It's nighttime and I'm wearing glasses, but it feels so like egocentric to like name a company after yourself. It just I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me. So I was like, no, I'm not gonna. I'll never do that. Um, yeah, and it did seem a bit lazy. And but you know what's crazy? Actually, B in the D. So companies like Goldman Sachs, Ackermans. I'm trying to think of companies that are like someone's name. Generally, Bloomberg. Generally, the reason why people named companies after themselves, it wasn't really an ego thing. It was more of a people like they already had a name in the industry, right? Like they'd been working up through the ranks in some other company, and then they go off and start their own thing, and it's like, oh, what happened to Bloomberg? Yeah, Bloomberg is doing his own thing now, and then if you need to find them, you just basically just search for Bloomberg. I search Bloomberg like on Google. You go, you know, you find Bloomberg, the guy. You find the guy named Bloomberg, and then he obviously has his company and whatever, whatever. So it's like, um, so when you think of the company, you think of Bloomberg's reputation, and then those like virtues are then like sort of embodied by the company, which is why people did that. So I'm so just I don't know, just as a, like, but that's not a thing now. Like the most valuable companies these days are not generally aren't named after people. Um, like it's just not a business practice currently. That and imagine Ojo-Aromokudu analytics. Can you imagine? No, man. No, man. I'm trying to get like US based and UK based clients. They'll be like, no, we're not gonna hire them because we literally don't know how to say the company's name. Imagine how embarrassing that would be for them to be like, hey, thanks for the work, Ojo. Like, let's just not do that. So my name was out. And also my first name's Joshua, which can you imagine like a company named Joshua? Nah, dude. So yeah, I had a bunch of other names. Some of them are based on people I found, other people I found inspiring. Um, some of them are, yeah, my name, other people's names put together with my name, like people I would imagine would have joined me in starting this thing. Um, I like the last time I started or the last time I had a consulting company was called Mason House, which is like masonry is like stonework, and then house is obviously like a house. So it was like, it was meant to make you think of like stability and like long-term thinking and strength and durability and things like that. Um, but I don't know, I just didn't. Nah, it just wasn't it. Then a name that I started to really like was Af Labs. Okay, this is getting very long, so I'm gonna sort of cut this short, but just last thing before I get to the actual name. So Af Labs, Af short for Africa Labs. Africa doesn't have the greatest brand, unfortunately. Um, it is what it is. Hopefully our generation of like business people will be able to change that, but currently that's the sort of status quo. And I do want international clients. Like from day one, this is a global company, a global company with one employee. But yeah, from day one, this is a global company, so we need to think about how we're going to be perceived. This is something that I do, by the way. I literally refer to companies that I'm a part of as we, even though there's only one person here. There's one person in the shop who's sweeping the floor, doing the accounting, you know, meeting with the investors. Like it's just one guy. Um, I've got what I was saying. Yeah, so yeah, this is a global company from day one. So I don't want to, yeah, I don't know. I don't want people to count us out just because it's like, yeah, just because of brand association. Of course, on Upwork and things like that, people can see where you're based. Um, yeah, I actually need to speak to people about that. It might not be as big of a problem as I'm making it out to be, but it's definitely something I should be aware of. Okay, need to round up here. So anyway, another name, Burgundy, Table Data Labs, um, a few names. The name that I ended up settling on, and I genuinely really like this name. I think it's so cool. Is Edna Labs. So the lab part of it is because it's data science and you do science in labs. um, yeah, so that's why labs was used in a lot of the names. But then the Edna part is so funny enough. I was speaking with my sister, and her name is Edna. So um, yeah, and at first it was like a joke, and then I was like, oh, actually, Edna is good. Edna is two syllables. It's very short. Um, it's just like it's a clean word. Not. Um, it's not like I don't know. This is I don't know if this is like internalized racism or something, but it's not like someone's gonna be like, oh, I don't know how to say Edna or I don't know how to spell Edna, so we're not working with them. Like it's definitely something most people can say and spell, especially most people working in business can read and spell and say. Um, it makes and like of course, it's like a nice shout out to my sister and stuff, but the like I for me personally, the other idea that it conjures up in a big way is Edna Mode from The Incredibles. She was just so cool, like, and I think the character was like voiced by the director or something, or the writer, something like that. Um, but she was just such a cool character. I mean, she was like the most iconic super suit designer in the like Incredibles universe. Like, um, yeah, so it's like so it makes me think of like design and like sophistication and even Pixar is design sophistication, all of these things. So it's just I just think it's such a cool name. It's just such a cool name. Um, yeah, and I started literally just because I liked the name so much, I started designing the logo and stuff like that. So yeah, so I'm keen to get into the landing page design side of things. I'll probably do the first landing page myself, but then as soon as we get a little bit of money, I'll probably get a designer to like fix that up and make it like legit. Because I really want this thing to be like dope. Like, of course, I want to survive and like I want the company to survive and um I want to make enough money to make like a decent living off of it. But I genuinely want it to be like something that like that's just sick. I want it to be sick. Like I don't know how else like I literally can't think of a better word to describe it. I just want it to be sick. Um yeah. Yeah, so that's that. The last that's basically it. So I'm starting a data science company. It's called Edna Labs. Yeah, I registered the domain. Yeah, I just registered the domain and sort of started working on the email sign up thingy. Yeah, so that's where we're at right now. Um, I don't know, I don't want to make it seem like this is going to be easy because it's probably not going to be easy, but I think I have enough of the tools, including persistence and determination and being able to imagine what the future would look like with this company, um, I do have the tools to make it work. So I think that makes me pretty optimistic about this. But I also know that with business, as with everything, some days feel better than others. So this is probably a good day. And I would say this good day is needed, like, because I don't think anything would get done if it was a bad day. Um, but can I also just say, like, this is my last thought, and then I'm gonna shut this thing down. Um, this thing of like, because I have so much stuff going on, it's really easy for me to like get distracted by something else and not push on something that's important to me. Um, but something that makes it a bit harder to like get distracted or not do stuff that I want to do is this thing of just focusing on one thing and just doing that one thing, right? If something that's obviously, if something that's very, very important comes up, deal with that. But like, for the most part, it is at a stage where I control the tempo, I control the pace. I don't have any customers yet. I don't have anything yet. So I control the pace. So at this stage, I'm just doing one thing at a time. Um, and what that helps with is when things are sort of going bad or I feel discouraged, it's like, okay, bro, just finish this thing, right? Just do this thing. Don't think about, whatever, how you're going to do this and do that. Just do this one thing now. And then once this is done, decide on the next most important thing that needs to get done and then do that. Like, it, it really is that simple. And I think the surprising thing is that builds up a bit of momentum, and it just gives you that battery in your pack to be like, okay, actually, like, um, I can make things happen. Um, and I think once you get that feeling, you start to, and this is the other side of it, is you start to feel like, oh, I can do all of this, I can do all of like all this crazy stuff, blah, blah, blah. You start to feel really good again. And that's where the temptation comes in to try and do more than one thing at a time. But trust me, just do one thing at a time. Just do that one thing. Just do that. Just focus on that. It's I'm more saying this as a reminder to myself, but like just focus on the one thing and just keep doing that. Trust me. It works. The momentum, you start to pick up the momentum, you start to realize that all these actions sort of build on each other, and you are actually making progress against your goal. Like, that's the other thing, is if you start like an activity for the company and don't finish it, even though you spent 4 hours or 10 hours or whatever doing this thing, because you didn't finish it, there's no, you haven't actually made progress. There's no, you aren't actually getting that much closer. So just finish things, bank the progress, and start the next thing like that. Um, yeah, it's such a simple thing, but it's genuinely been such a game changer. Um, anyway, and I organize all my stuff on Notion, so it has like a built-in. Is it Kanban? I'm showing my project management. I don't know if it's skills or lack of skills or whatever, but yeah, you just have your. I call it. I've known it as a Jira board. So you basically has a Jira board, all your to dos, all your currently doings, which for me is always one, max two. Currently I have two, but that was an accident because I had email and um, making an email and making the website as one thing, but it's actually two things. So I split it into two. So now I have two things that I'm doing at once, which is like not a great place to be for me, but it's fine. And then now the done list is starting to get really long, which is also a very encouraging thing. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's real. I think that's basically everything right now. I feel really good. I feel really excited about this. it's actually the thing in my life that I'm most excited about career-wise. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Peace.